Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. That raucous roar you can hear in the background is the Cayman GT4 16. This variant has the engine swap. As we saw in the last video, the GT4, the race car for the road. It is a road car, but this one carries 763 brake horsepower. It is an absolute stunner. It is shod with some race tyres. As you can see, the car is shod with a livery produced by GTP Addictions, JB. This was one used previously in one of the lap on time challenges. Lap on time? The lap online challenges, which was the Nürburgring. It was a rather particularly tricky little challenge, but it was called the Nürburg Challenge, and this is the skin that was created for it. I'm happy to take this round Le Mans, even if it is probably a little bit of an insult to the circuit. But hey, nothing meant personally. So here we have it. Let's take a look at the setup. And here's the settings. Windsor 351 Maverick engine swap in this little beauty. We have a performance points total of 699.98 pp against a target of 700. Max powers at 763, so significantly more than anything we've brought to the track for. We're on racing hard tyres, so we could actually try and go a one-stop if we can get the fuel to do it, but I just know the fuel isn't going to get anywhere near. So it's highly likely we're going to be on a 3-stop strat here, maybe every 2 laps. So suspension's normal, so that's going to make things a little bit harder for cornering. We can't adjust anything at all, so they're set. Fully customizable diff, which we've put to 555. Downforce has to be tuned to meet the PP target, so the front is at 121, the rear is at 360. And what we do know with that as well is that we've got a front lip, side skirts, no rear valance, but a high rear wing with 20 M plates. ECU fully customizable is trimmed down to 90. The power restrictor down to 70. Manual gearbox fully customizable set to 370. That gets us to 200 mile an hour, one would hope. Normal turbocharger. The car comes with a semi-racing silencer. You've got no choice, it's got to take that. The brake system is racing, brake pads racing, and a brake controller fitted. Nothing else at all except the increased body rigidity, which gave us a slight PP reduction. Let's get to the track. It's the World Touring Car 700, and as you can see, the next classification of race is sat there under covers. We're going to talk about the assist settings first. Traction control 1, default ABS. We are grinding, so ASM will be on and counter steer assistance on strong. You don't have to use those settings. It's purely personal to me. I want it easy. I want it to be grinding without fault. I don't want to go crashing off due to my miscalculations of throttle control or braking point. I want to be able to have as much chance of recovery so we can earn as much money as we can as quickly as possible. The controller settings will be controller steering sensitivity 5, force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. And I do, before we start the race, need to give a massive shout out to every single one of you that subscribed, made comments, liked the videos. We've hit a milestone today, which I am over the moon with. We're almost at 500,000 views, but we have crossed a significant subscriber boundary. So thank you very much for this. For the channel members we've got, I can't work without your support, so thank you very much to all of you. It's really appreciated. Feel really good about the channel. It seems to go in places, but enough of that. Let's get on with the race. Here we go then. Fuel map to 6, and then we've got to make our way through traffic. We've got to see where we can get that fuel to. If it can get us to up to 3 laps, that'd be really good, but it's highly likely it's going to be 2. So we just got in front of Mr. Bishop. He's forcing his way back up the inside. No, he's not. Mr. Cato and Mr. Kevlin duking it out. We'll just get past them as they bash doors. We didn't make it past Mr. Kevlin. Ooh, the hard tyres and the normal suspension making cornering not as precise as in the non-swap variant. Ooh. We were cut off there a little bit, but let's keep going. Front damage, not to worry. 2.4 on the fuel gauge. That's not tremendously good, is it? Let's short shift up to 6 and try and save some. It's not going to help. We're going to have to stop at 2 laps. Going to the left. Oh my word. Trying to get things stopped into the corner there. That was a mighty fine judgment call. Up to 8th place. We're following Mr. Mendoza. See if we can get his slipstream. We've lost that front end damage. Absolutely reeling him in. Up to 6th. It's going to be 2 laps, I'm afraid. We're on a 3-stopper. Managed to just get that into the corner. There needs a break earlier. All the help aids were helping then, weren't they? We probably should have put the bigger exhaust on to try and sing that engine note. Up into 6th place past Mr. Healy. Let's brake early. Maybe 3/4 brake pedal. All the help aids working. ABS, traction control and the counter steer, all giving it everything as we throw it into that corner. We're going to be stationary for another 30 seconds this race, so we have to make that time up as we make ourselves into 4th position. Go around the outside of Yamanaka into 3rd. Braking early, just going to take the pain as we dive down long and hit the gravel. Oh, that's never good, is it? I thought I'd braked early enough, but I totally misjudged that. And there's a warning for you guys, if you're going to try this one out, you've just got to make sure, get down on the gears and get the change down. Now we're at 1.8 laps of fuel there. We're going to have to see how we go. I don't think we've got it. It'll just make fueling for the next stop that bit easier. Just be aware that we're going extremely quickly here. It's the front end that lacks downforce, where we've had to tune that. We should probably just take a bit of power off and make the front end that more turnable. I wouldn't overly worry. Ah, we've got a penalty now. We might have got away with that. Mr. Portilla leads the pack then, end of lap 1. That was a 4:04. That's just how quick this car is. 6 seconds quicker than any other car that we've tried round here on this little, what's the word, series? I was going to call it sojourn, but that's a little bit too posh, isn't it? So it's a little series of grinds. Doesn't work. See if we can get a, well, we won't be able to put a fastest lap in, purely because we're going to be pitting every single time, so we won't get a measure. Sometimes my commentary is appalling, and you know, guys know that. It's probably why you listen to it. Drivel, absolute drivel sometimes. Looking for that braking point. We're going to brake at the lamppost before the white sign. No penalties, please. We've got a 5-second lead at this point. And now we need to be looking towards the rain radar, don't we, really? What's it telling us? Not a lot. Just braking on that first little white flag on the right hand side. It's a road sign rather than a flag really, but it's pointy. Do you think we need to change tyres at the pit stop? I think we need to save as much time as possible. I think it'll do. Rain's coming in from bottom left hand corner. So there's the question over, do we need to change tyres? It's only a thin streak of rain, isn't it? Still bright and sunny. See if we can improve upon this. There we go, really on the brakes all the way into that corner. .5 seconds in the lead. We're not going to exit the pits in the lead, that much I do know. What I don't know is what these rain clouds are bringing. It's ever such a thin straight line coming through. See, it's greying up though, can't we? Had to be wary on the brakes there. I could attempt to do it, but I don't want to run a slower lap, so let's... We just made that. We're going to take the hard tyres, yes, and we're going to take the fuel. I probably shouldn't have took the tyres, but hey ho. We all make mistakes occasionally. So Mr. McEwen's in. Mr. Portilla obviously going to carry on. Mr. Kawakami, Mr. Yamanaka all going through. Blazon will go through. No, Blazon's come to the pit. This is going to be tight. Going to go at 2.2. There we go. So we're going to be running slightly shorter stops. Oh, the first rain band has gone through. As we can see, the track looks a bit damp, and there's more rain coming in from the south. Just 21 seconds down. Had to take a bit of a stab at the brakes there. Don't really know how this is going to handle in the wet, because it looks like we're about to get wet. Get wet again, one would say. And is there some really strong rain in there? Mr. Tape, see where he goes. They're both line astern, Mr. Healy. We're going to brake just before that lamppost there. Yeah, there looks to be some boulder rain just past us. Off to the southeast now. And there looks to be some stronger rain coming, so see if we can get down this straight. Some 16.7 seconds behind the leader. Gonna brake just before this sign now. We need to be very conscious of what rain's in those clouds, because ultimately an extra stop will be required. We can't just make the next stop, and then we could probably make the next stop and try and attempt to run 3 laps. No, we can't, can we? Because there's the 7th lap in there. But it doesn't look like the rain is actually that critical. The track is actually looking dry on the rain meter, on the depth gauge. It could be quite tricky though. The other 3 stoppers are way behind us. It looks like we could skirt around this rain. This is looking really quite friendly. We might catch the top of that one. We really are seeing different rain every race. Just going to get into this corner early, going to break it down. I think we're going to be alright to run the 2nd lap, you know. Don't think we need to take wet tyres just yet. There's no real depth on the track. 9 seconds behind. We've got good fuel left and we're skirting around the edge of that rain. Portilla's gone in, so's Kawakami, so's Yamanaka, they're all in. We're 10 seconds behind at this point, a little bit of rain coming now. Doesn't feel like it's torrential. They haven't started to take the fuel yet, but everybody's going in. That doesn't fill me with confidence. As we brake just a little bit wide. That was just greasy track, it felt like. We really have got lucky with the rain if that's the worst it's going to get. Have I just shot myself in the foot? Here's an opportunity. Kawakami gets the fastest lap by default. Oh, if you look to the extreme right left of the rain radar, we've got some more rain coming in. So it doesn't look like we're done with the race. There looks like there's another set. Are we going to head down that cloud bank? I wonder. We're going to get 200 mile an hour. Yes, we are. Four seconds quicker. Down the centre of the track, we are 29 seconds ahead of Mr. Portilla. We've got one more stop. No, we've got 2 more stops. He's got 1 more stop. This could be tight. But if there's a better car for a 3-stopper, it's got to be this one. So that would make this a 4:09, wouldn't it? If we're 7 seconds quicker. But we did a 4:04 outlap, so... And that rain's gone off. We're heading now south. We are shooting south of the rain cloud, and the clouds have picked up pace. They're disappearing north. I really don't think the rain's done for the day. I think that's going to come back with a vengeance. Just going to brake a little bit early into here. We're not sure about what the conditions are going to be like. It's looking dry on the rain gauge, but I just don't trust it. The track looks very wet. Better to be cautious, one would say. Looks like we're on for a 4:05 lap. But we're going into the pits this time round. Yep, we've got 0.4 on the fuel. We're not going to change tyres this time out, unless something happens with the rain radar between now and pitting, and I can't see something happening to that degree. But we do have another pit stop to make after this one. We've been so lucky with the rain. We haven't really had any tremendous downpours. We've had some scattered showers. Right, we're heading in. Need to make sure we brake in time. Here we go. Gonna leave these tyres on. We're not gonna change them. We're gonna take 2 laps of fuel. Are we gonna take it all? Are we gonna take it all in short shift? See if we can do it without the stop. This will just be just a 2 stop. No, let's do the 3 stop. 42 seconds in advance. If we were to try and do 3 laps on the 4, we'd be struggling. We'd be looking like doing the 8th lap. We need to be careful. There we go. We can't take 3 litres. Mr. Hayward's just come in behind us there. Mr. Portilla's just carrying on. 16 seconds behind. We've got 2 laps to absolutely push, and they'll be pitting at the same time as us, so it looks like we've got the advantage. We've got rain coming in from the left hand side. Look at it. Bottom left hand corner, it's on its way. We know we've got to pit again, so we could pit at the end of this lap. It would be beneficial, as long as we don't have to fuel isn't a problem. We can stop and take the fuel. It's changing for tyres. That is where the issue could be. It looks like there's plenty of it. Are we going to hit the corner of it and it's going to go skirting past? So Mr. Portilla is charging on, some 12 seconds behind. It looks like we're going to hit that rain. But look to the south. Look to the southwest of that rain. It looks like a scallop just coming out that corner. Here comes the cloud from the right hand side. It's coming in. We can see it there in the distance. The rain bank is over us now, the cloud layer. 16 seconds in the lead. And it looks like we're heading just south of that really dark stuff. We need to get to the pits before that darker green bit hits us. Although the dark stuff doesn't normally take us into the heavy stuff where we need the inters. We do have that heavy bank there just about to hit us. Oh, I think we've got a pit for the inters. I generally think we do, looking at what's behind it, and the path could take us straight through that. There was me saying that it looks like we've got it easy, getting lucky. We'll know when we get to... It is dissipating out a little bit though, so it's only going to be a short splash. But look at what's behind it. That is going to be tremendously tricky. Look at the depth of the water coming through there. We've got 2 laps to do. What do we do? What do we do? It doesn't hurt us to stop and take the intermediates right now, does it? But the track will be dried out within a lap, look. The track isn't overly wet right now. Do we take the run on the second lap or do we get the inters? I think we take the inters looking at that bottom left hand corner. I think we go for the inters and 2 laps. Let's make it safe, run 2 laps. Inters will do 2 laps. Take the inters. We'll take 2 laps of fuel. It's a short stop and we'll be out and away. We'll be out and away well before Portilla is away from the pits. We can't see the rain radar currently, so we don't know what's going on. We'll change to inters. The track will be wet. Are people crashing behind us? I can't see it. People coming through the chicanes. Portilla's just coming into the pits. Changing tyres. It looks like the slicks, but that's a glitch. Portilla, Kawakami and Yamanaka have gone past, so we're going to take 2.2. There we go. They've got to pit one more time. They're going to be on the slicks, aren't they? So they're going to be going a bit cagey. They're 5 seconds ahead, the leader. We come out on the inters onto a drying track, which isn't fantastic, but I felt we needed to do it with all this power in the car as well. We just sneaked along that white line there. We can actually, now we know we're on a level par with these 2 guys, we can actually pit and take the other tyres for the fastest lap. Well, we can't because we're pitting on the last one. We'll pit 4 times if we pit, which is a bit of a shocker. But it is a drying track and we don't want it to rain again. It was a security blanket, wasn't it? But it is a well capable car. Just the fuel that really sets it apart. Still on the marginal for tyres. Sun's out and it looks like it's starting to dry up a racing line. They need to be careful under these trees. They hold on to a lot of rain. Still wet track. Is there any more rain coming in? 6 seconds in the lead. The rears are looking a little bit ropey. We could stop. We could stop for a 4th time. We have it in us. 4 stops, ridiculous. But it's possible. We've been so lucky with the rain. We made a call to change the tyres just for security's sake. Those rears are really shot now, aren't they? Just 1 lap in. Look how much we slide through. Whoa. Yeah, we need to change tyres. And we get a penalty for that. We're going to have to give that penalty up on the next lap. Oh, it's sliding all the way through these tyre corners. Those rears are cooked. It looks like we're going to have to change the tyres back. Those inters are truly shocking. But we know the guys behind us have got to pit as well, so yeah, 1 lap and those tyres are done. Look, on a drying circuit there's been no water to protect them at all. It's a highly capable car, just made worse by the conditions and the strategy, one would suggest. We took a safe option, inters, no need for fuel. Did I just put inters back on? Oh, the race is on, folks. Only made worse by the driver and his choice of tyres. Inters off, inters on. What a mump. No fuel needed. Put the IMs back on. But the circuit still hasn't dried. Well, it has now, hasn't it? We've got a penalty to give up. Mr. Kawakami's come through. He's 7 seconds, 8 seconds behind us. Everybody else stayed on race tyres. We effed so many times it's untrue. And it's made a bit of a mockery of this car, to be honest. This car's better than I am. It's better than this race. But occasionally you've got to have that one, haven't you? I ummed and ahed on the side of the caution and then I blew it. Hey ho. Every other lap we've stopped, look. Red, 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 red. And we're still 8 seconds in the lead. And it's going to end up as the slowest race, isn't it? What an absolute dog. Not the car. The car, he really is quite good. We've made a fairly decent tune out of a bad job, really. We could put better suspension on it, slow the car down a little bit by reducing power. That'll give us better fuel economy. But we're then into another 3-stop strategy. We've got a 4-stop winning strategy here. Yeah, take tyres every lap. That's the way. Who'd ever thought we'd be doing that? If I can just be a bit cautious into the couple of corners, we won't slide quite so much. It's still going to be a victory, and I'm sure 100% with different conditions you can make a better choice of how to take this car anywhere. Absolutely you can. Oh, that Sean blazing off the tarmac now. We're still going to end up with a sizable lead, one would expect. We've never really been in danger at all of losing this race. Just every time we come into the pits, that's really when I'm asked to make a decision. That's when we've come in danger of losing the race. But it's been interesting. I've actually smiled at my own disbelief, but hey ho. Who would be so stupid as to take IMs off and go onto other tyres? Well, there you go, and you can kill a set of intermediates in one lap. Can you believe it? The track is almost dry now in most places. You can't really run the tyre on the wet stuff to keep it cool. That doesn't sort of work. It would be nice if it does, but just feel that rear left just starting to give it a bit. Try and slide that right front. This rear left is going to suffer here. Just 3-4 corners left. 2 chicanes, 3 chicanes in fact, if this is a chicane here. Here it is. That rear left is done. "19 seconds in the lead. 1 chicane remaining. All the pressure on that left tyre now as we exit the The last chicane, we take the line with excess fuel, but there it is. I am really, really sorry for that, folks. That was an appalling show, but it's one we've got to show because we don't always have great victories, do we? So 30 minutes and 56 seconds, not the slowest car we've seen, but we win by a clear 20 seconds with 4 pit stops. We didn't get the fastest lap because we didn't actually put one lap in where we didn't have a start or a pit or a finish. So pretty poor, but I think the out lap was a 4:04 to be honest, so pretty decent. 2 minutes 32 ahead of Mr. Lopez, so it's comparable to the other cars we've taken, and of course we do win that clean race bonus, taking us up above 17 million on our way to 18. And there we have it, folks. Well, a decent skin, a decent car, made with a horrible driver, but can we see the planes going overhead? We never see the planes of smoke. But there we are, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for taking part. We'll see you on the next one. It's up to you what you do. Take care.